Hello, Aries. Welcome. Oh, Lord. Let me get the deck, child. Welcome and welcome back. We're going to do your monthly reading, okay? Be aware that this is a general collective reading, even though it is for Aries. And all of the messages may not be for you. There could be cross-watchers. Cross-watch at your own risk. Okay? I just want you guys to know to basically not bring anything into your life that does not belong, okay? I hope these messages help you guys. And my allergies are acting up. The seasons are changing, and I think it's hit me like a ton of bricks. So if I sound a little weird, that's because I was taking allergy medicine to try to combat this. All right, y'all do me a favor, like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. Hype up the video, hype up the reading if you found it beneficial. All right, you guys, if you want to book a personal, all that information is below. But let's see. Guardian angels, archangels, spirit guides, and ancestors of the highest vibration, Father, Mother, God, for Aries this month. Even if you see this after the month or in the next month, whenever you watch this, it's timeless. But it's for the month upcoming. All right, for Aries, we're going to do 4 corners, okay? First corner, self and identity, Aries. This could be your rising sign energy, maybe a Virgo rising. You could have Taurus or Capricorn as well in your rising sign, but you might want to, if this is not directly associated to your rising sign, being the 10 of Pentacles, you might want to go watch your rising sign reading. I've already done air and earth. So you got the 10 of Pentacles here for yourself and identity. Whew. You guys could definitely feel as if it's necessary for you to build a legacy, to build wealth, to build security and stability for your family. You definitely could be in a position right now where you're focusing on family progression. All right. What's most important? What brings this level of safety to those you love? You could be a provider, the main provider for your family as well. Now, money and career. Ooh, High Priestess. Interesting. You could be doing something mysterious or secretive to earn money right now. Some of you guys, you're following your intuition a lot more closely when it comes to earning money. It's like you're allowing your spirit to guide you to the money, right? Kind of like those rods, those copper rods that some spiritual people use to actually get messages. I actually have some. But people traditionally use them to locate water in the ground if they needed to find a water source. And I'm getting that with the 2 pillars here, Aries, for you. It feels like the 2 pillars are your sounding board or your, copper rods to help you locate the money. Okay? Let's get to it. Let's locate the money. Yeah. You could also be doing something that your family doesn't necessarily know that you do to earn money, or they don't really understand it. It may not be something like bad or nefarious, but it just kind of feels like you're doing something that's connected to your intuition. You could be a psychic. You could be a tarot reader. You could be a spiritual practitioner of some kind, or an oracle of some kind. You may be a writer. You may do some type of online work or some type of work on social media, but whatever it is, it's very, very mysterious and, kind of shrouded and hidden, and people really don't understand it fully. It's not really like something prominent, or I'm not going to say it's not popular, but it's something that a lot of people don't necessarily have the skills or the capability to do. Okay. Now with love and relationships, we have the Ace of Swords. So you could be dealing with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but this could also be talking about some type of contract that you have. Some of you guys may be getting a divorce. Some of you may be going through separation. You could be dealing with legal issues in your personal relationships. It doesn't always just have to be love. It could also be just like friends and family. Also, some of you guys could be forging new alliances, forging new contracts. This is a new beginning that's centered around truth, clarity, communication, thoughts. It could be writing as well. But it feels like you guys are very clear on where you stand with the people in your life, the relationships that you have. You could definitely be having some type of victory or success when it comes to your personal life. All right. Now with the hidden realms, you have the Seven of Cups. There's a lot of like mysticism in your reading, because the High Priestess is very eccentric and occultish, and then you have the Seven of Cups that has like the mystery, the clouds, possibly confusion, possibly a little bit of illusion, maybe even delusion. It just depends on your situation. And then you have the smoke surrounding the Ace of Swords. It kind of feels like the only thing that's really like grounded and concrete in your life is like how you see yourself, your identity, like the way that you show up. At the bottom of the card, at the bottom of the deck, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. So you could be single right now, and that's working out really well for you because you can, it's like you're less confused, at least in your conscious mind. I feel like in your subconscious, in the hidden realms, or when it comes to things that you don't see, things that are maybe less tangible, mystical, magical things, that's the hidden realms. I feel like you guys may not necessarily know where you're going to end up, but you have an idea of what you want to happen basically in your life. You're doing a lot of things independently. You're doing things on your own. You're very skilled and proficient when it comes to the things that you do. You could be working towards saving money, or you have saved a lot of money and you've worked really hard to get to the place that you are financially and energetically. You could feel very energized right now. There could definitely be a Virgo aspect of your chart that's activated somehow, and it could be giving you a lot of motivation and drive and energy to do what it is that you need to do, not just from a creative standpoint, but more of like a mundane, repetitive standpoint, like the things that you have to do to be successful every single day. You have more energy to do those things because you're very much so focused and driven to achieve the goals that you have and to reach the, places that you want to reach. A lot of y'all are doing really well financially. And I feel like a lot of you guys are, building stable foundations in your life, and you're not afraid to do the busy work. You're not afraid to do the repetitive, boring things that make you successful. Those are the things that you're actually like very excited to do. That's what I feel. I also feel like you guys, like however you were raised or whatever your parents instilled within you is very active right now. Family is very important. Legacy is very important. You could be purchasing like life insurance or doing something around like future planning, maybe writing a will, because we have the Ace of Swords. But this is very much so like wise, planning for the future, being prepared for things. And I think that's a really good energy because I feel like that's something that, as an Aries, as a fire sign, right? Like, you don't always think of fire signs or Aries as people who would do that type of stuff. A lot of people try to, frame Aries as being very spontaneous, very unexpected, very unpredictable. But I think there's something that's activating within you guys. I'm not sure what it is. It's kind of hidden because I feel like whatever is activated within you and kind of like causing you to initiate these different foundation points in your life is coming from whatever's behind the Seven of Cups in the hidden realms, like in your subconscious. It's kind of like your intuition is telling you that something is coming. And it could be because of all of this Mars energy, in the universe. Because there's a lot going on with Mars, and there's a lot going on with like this very volatile, argumentative, war, fighting energy. And you could be an Aries who's picking up on that. Your intuition is picking up on that, and you're like, I know this energy because I embody this energy, and I know that because I can feel certain things coming, that I need to prepare for whatever's on the horizon, even if I don't know what that is. You know, like preparing for the unknown. And I've been telling everybody, like, don't be scared, be prepared, right? At this point, I feel like that's what you guys are focused on. You could also be dealing with a Virgo as well, a Pisces possibly. But let's see. All right. I was going to tell you guys something. Hold on. I can't remember. If it's important, it'll come back up. The Ten of Pentacles. Ooh, child. The Ten of Swords. Nine of Swords. Ten of Swords. What is going on? You got the everything is fine Ten of Swords, though, because there's two of them in this deck. This Nine of Swords and this Ten of Swords. You could be dealing with a Gemini. You could have a Gemini family member who, I don't know. There's something about like long-term relationships that there's something about how your long-term connections or your long-term relationships or people who you've built like connections with over a long period of time, somehow these things are affecting the way you see yourself or the way you look at the world, your identity. Somebody could have betrayed you. Okay, there could be a Gemini here who feels like they betrayed you, or they feel ashamed because they may have let you down. Okay. Somebody could be very anxious or concerned about death. There could be a person here who's afraid of death or afraid of dying or afraid of being, you know, possibly murdered. I don't know what that's about. But someone has a strong fear of like being betrayed, betraying someone else, or like a strong fear of death. Okay. You could be in this position. You may have had like a Virgo or a Gemini family member who passed away. Nine of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, Ten of Swords. I'm not sure, but it feels like you had someone close to you pass away very violently. And this could have created this fear within you or activated this anxiety within you about the future and what's to come and what's going to happen once you get to the end. I'm hearing the End of the Road song. Who made that song? It was a Boys to Men or something. It's like because they said it's the end of the road, and I can't sing right now because I'm just not. My sinuses are just attacking me. But they said it's the end of the road. Still, I can't let go. Like something being over, but you can't let go because you feel connected to a person. So my condolences to you if there was someone who passed, because I'm not sure what this is. I don't know if it's recent. I don't know if it's somebody who just passed or if it's like you've dealt with a lot of death in your life, which creates these fears, or this is someone around you, but this is self. So I feel like the relationships and connections that you have to people that may have been gone too soon or had tragic ends in their life could very well be, forming your identity and like forming the way you see yourself and your life. For career and money, you have the High Priestess, Nine of Wands, and the Five of Cups. Okay. So there's something that I don't know, Aries, you got a lot going on. There's something that I feel like you guys are tired of doing. It's not working out. You've tried so many things over and over again. And it's kind of hard to read, you guys, because I'm not sure exactly what this is. It just feels like you could be depressed or bored or just feeling let down by something that you were doing professionally because you've tried and tried and tried. You know, I'm hearing that saying, if at first you don't succeed, try again. And that's the Nine of Wands. But I feel like you guys have tried and tried and tried and tried to do something and it's just not working out, or you're not getting a return on your investment, or it's just not fulfilling to you the way that it may have been when you started, you could be a little nervous or intimidated by the unknown of a situation. Like, where is this going? Where is my career going? How am I going to earn money? Like, I don't think you're hurting for money. I don't think you're hurting for money. I don't think you're financially unstable. But it's either you have a fear of death, or you have like a fear of sudden death. You have a fear of like being murdered, or you have some type of fear of maybe like your career suddenly and abruptly ending. Like, what if all of a sudden, I get fired, and it kind of feels like that. And I would say it's irrational, but it's kind of like not irrational, because I get this vibe where there's something that you experienced that triggered this fear, or that planted this seed of fear and anxiety within you. September could be significant. So you have 999, swords, wands, pentacles. You definitely desire for your life to be a certain way, but it's like whatever anxiety that you're feeling about like where you're going to end up, what your story is going to be, what your legacy is going to be, how you're going to actually like change the world. You're kind of like nervous about that for some reason. Some of you could also be nervous about like people betraying you when it comes to your career, business partners betraying you. Like you're afraid that someone is going to stab you in the back. So it's like you're kind of anxious about taking certain steps and, leaping to take risks because you're a little nervous about people stabbing you in the back. And it's like you work alone. You're very independent. You choose to be single because you're so like averse to allowing someone into your space and then they betray you. I feel that there's something about your money or your career that you feel you're being left out of. Like you may feel like a door is being closed in your face, or that you're not being allowed into a certain room, metaphorically, when it comes to making money or your career. You may feel like you've hit the ceiling of your earning potential at whatever job you're at right now. Or you haven't made enough connections. You haven't met some type of quota, possibly. And you could be a little nervous about that. I also feel like there's something that intimidates you about hidden aspects of your career, like the unknown. There could be a literal person, like there could be a person who you're intimidated by, or I don't want to say you're intimidated by this person, but the Nine of Wands is fire energy. It's like there's somebody who you're like, it's like you're watching them out the corner of your eye. You keeping your eye on them because you feel like maybe they may, I don't know. It's like you don't know what to make of this person. You don't know what to think of this person. You could feel like they're possibly very mysterious, or they are like, you feel like maybe you have to guard yourself against this person or put a boundary up because you just can't read them. There could be a person here who came against you when it comes to your career or your money. They may have tried to intimidate you or try to bully you. And they may now be nervous about you because you knew what was going on. I don't know what's going on with that, to be honest with you. That's a little funny. But overall, it kind of feels like when it comes to your career and money, there's a door or a wall that's blocking you from going to the next level. And I feel like you're trying to figure out and use your intuition to figure out how to climb that wall, how to open that door, basically how to break whatever barrier is in front of you so that you can move past the threshold that you feel like you're stuck in. Yeah, to increase like your earning potential or to progress in your career, okay? The Ace of Swords for love and relationships. We have the King of Swords and the Five of Wands. There is a solution to some type of conflict or competition or arguments that are going on in your personal life, but I feel like you guys are trying to find it. Okay. You could also like be the leader of a group, but like the girls are fighting. Okay. I'm hearing that saying when people say the girls are fighting. They're saying that about Nicki Minaj and Cardi B right now because Cardi B dropped the album, but it didn't do as good as Nicki Minaj's album. And now they arguing and going at it with each other, and it's just a whole lot of drama. So you could be dealing with a whole lot of drama. This could be like people fighting over money because I just heard it's a whole lot of money in this month. I don't know. Aries, it feels like I don't know what's going on. This feels platonic though, because the King of Swords is here. It's like there's a solution. I feel like you guys could be trying to find a solution to the arguments or the conflicts or the problems because you know that some type of compromise needs to be made. You could be in a family dynamic where people aren't getting along. There could definitely be some type of bickering, competition, and you know, just back and forth that's going on between like maybe you and family members. There could be a masculine air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. There's a lot of Gemini energy out here. Virgo as well. And possibly also Libra, Aquarius. This could also be you kind of like giving people a pep talk. Telling people what they need to do, what the strategy is to fight for a victory. Like, this is what you need to do to have this victory. This is what you need to do to succeed. But there's disagreement because there's two swords. There's the sword with the king and the sword with the ace. And it's like you feel like you have the answer with the Ace of Swords. And you may be coming through as kind of like a King of Swords mediator, final say, like your word is law in this family dynamic. And you may be coming through with the solution, but there are people who are competing with you for your position. They don't want you to be the one who has the final say. They don't want you to be the decision maker in this, you know, group or this dynamic. They want to compete with you. They want to be the one to have the last word. Like, it kind of feels like that's what's going on in your personal life. You could also be in a position where, I thought I dropped some cards. You could also be in a position where you could be fighting with someone who you're romantically involved with. This could be an ex-husband, an ex-wife, possibly a baby mama, a baby daddy, someone you divorced, or someone you are in the process of fighting for a divorce with. And you guys could be going back and forth with the lawyers to try to figure out what's fair, fighting for what you think is right. I think with the Ace of Swords, though, if that is the case for you and you're kind of like in the middle of some type of legal issue, there's going to be documentation or some type of final judgment or decision that's being made to where you can put it in writing. Or it's going to be put in writing so that the fighting can kind of like stop. Because somebody's got to agree to disagree in that situation. And I don't think somebody wants to agree to disagree. And I think if you're the person who's being asked to like compromise what you feel is right, you're not going to do that. You're going to fight for what you want and you're going to fight to get what you want, regardless of whether or not somebody thinks that you're asking for too much. I mean, and I think it's going to work because the Ace of Swords is here. But let's see, for the Hidden Realms, you have the World and Four of Wands. So yeah, there's definitely an ending of a cycle, but it's leading you through this portal where you're going to be able to accomplish more. I feel like you guys could be feeling confused subconsciously or deep within yourself about what the right choice is to make, or whether you made the right choice in a situation that you're currently dealing with. Some of you guys have a relationship, like I said, that's coming to an end. You're divorcing someone, you're moving out from your roommate, or they're moving out. It's like there's an ending to a relationship or some type of connection that you have, okay? And you're kind of confused about it. Like, even though you know possibly that it's the right thing to do, and you're starting to understand that it was time maybe for a relationship to come to an end, I still feel like there's a bit of confusion, or there's a bit of like convincing yourself to keep going, right? It's not like you're depressed, but it's like when you get divorced, or you break up with someone, or you have to kick out a roommate, or you have to tell a friend that you've been friends with for a long time that y'all can't be friends anymore because of what they did. Anything that creates the ending to like a long cycle that would signify the world, because the world is not just a regular ending, right? The world is like a major life-changing ending of a cycle. Someone you've been friends with for 10 years. Someone that you have been married to for years. Someone who you have children with. Like, this is a major, major thing. And I don't think you really know the effects of the changes that are happening in your life. You don't know the full extent of how these changes are going to affect you over time, but you're trying to convince yourself that you're doing the right thing. You may know that you're doing the right thing. You may know that this ending or this conclusion of a chapter in your life is what you need so that you can be more independent, but it's also very nerve-wracking because you can't see what's in front of you. It's like fog. And that's what I feel going on in your subconscious as to why you could be a little confused. I feel like some of you are in a position where you're trying to like follow your intuition, especially with your career and money, because something is just not working out. You've tried and tried and tried, and it's just not working out. So it's like you're trying to follow your intuition about moving forward and possibly releasing something and letting something go. But it's like you kind of don't trust fully what you believe your intuition is telling you. And I feel like it's because you guys in your heart may not want to give up on something that you feel like maybe you should give up on. But it's like you really don't want to give up on it, but you feel like maybe that's what your intuition is telling you. But you can't really know for sure. What's the situation, child? That's why things look so uncertain right now, because this devil energy. There's some type of attachment here that doesn't serve you any longer. A connection, a relationship, it doesn't serve you any longer. There's something that's bleeding you dry when it comes to like your energy. You could have somebody who's being a leech around you. Someone is very like leechy. They latch on and they drain your energy. What's the devil? See, what the heck? This could also be you being very determined to achieve a goal. Like you have this inhuman energy level. Like you might be the Aries that's only getting 2 hours of sleep, but you moving all day because you're so focused on getting something done. I feel like you guys are very determined to work on something, to build something, to produce something, to reach the finish line of a situation. But you don't know when you're going to get to that finish line. And there's been so many things that have like come to obstruct your vision and step in your way and cause obstacles and blockages that you just don't know whether or not you're going to reach the finish line. But you have this like almost demon time energy level to do this. You are not letting anyone stand in your way. You're cutting people down. Like, that's what you're doing. That's what you feel like you have to do to reach the level that you have to reach. And you're not going to take no for an answer. Now, some of you could be dealing with a person who is this way. And that's why you could be a little bit cautious of like partnering with them, because it kind of feels like, there's nothing wrong with being ambitious. But I feel like some of you guys are dealing with a person who's dangerously ambitious, like someone who is willing to do very dark things to succeed or to get what it is that they want or to reach their goal, especially professionally with the Eight of Pentacles. You produce quality work. You're very productive. And some people just aren't like that. And I think some of you guys could be in a situation where you may have to reject someone for an opportunity. You may have to tell someone that you can't take them on as a client, or you can't take them on as an employee, because they don't have that same drive. They don't have that same ambition. So I don't know which side of the coin you're on, Aries. You could be the ambitious person, and you're willing to go above and beyond and to push the limits to get what you want and get the job done. And some of you, Aries, could be the person who is encountering someone like this and you feel it's unhealthy. So either way, with the Devil card, Aries, what I'm going to tell you is that you're feeling that something is unhealthy, or you're feeling that a dynamic or environment is toxic, is actually valid, because the devil is here. There could be a toxic work environment that's very petty, very ego-driven, very vindictive. We have the Five of Swords and the Five of Wands and the Five of Cups, which means that there could be a lot of insecurities that are brought up. There could be a lot of self-conscious triggers that you face. There could be a lot of isolation. There could be people who are purposefully like keeping you out of the loop, keeping you in the dark, keeping secrets from you in order to have a one-up on you and to outshine you. It just feels like there's a very competitive environment that could be extremely unhealthy. And you may want to consider whether or not you want to stay in that environment, or whether or not it's something that you're willing to push through. Because I feel like if you do push through, you can succeed and possibly earn a lot of money, create a very strong legacy, buy a nice house, live in a really good neighborhood. But I feel like there are going to be people who you have to step on along the way. And you may not feel as comfortable in your success if that's the route that you take. I'm not saying don't take that route. I'm not saying take that route. I'm not your mama. But what I'm telling you is that's what you're going to have to deal with. You're going to convince yourself that everything is fine. You're going to betray people. You're going to stab people in the back. Okay. You hear beep, beep, beep. You heard the alarm? Like, this is the type of environment that you're in. Five of Swords, Ten of Swords, Nine of Swords. You may have some type of sleepless nights. You may get to the point where you're in this big mansion and you have millions and billions of dollars, but you can't sleep and you're not at peace and you're restless because you had to, keep your foot on the people's neck underneath you and step on people to get ahead. This is a cutthroat environment, and you may have to even do things like the Devil card is very occultish, and you also have the High Priestess out here. You may want to watch the Capricorn reading, but you may have to do things that, go against your intuition. Because I feel like when it comes to your work or your career, it's connected to your identity. It's connected to self. It's connected to every aspect of your life. And I feel like that's the focus of this month. I'm filming this October 1st, Wednesday, October 1st, 2025. It is now 12:26 p.m., but we've been in the reading for however long we've been in the reading. But whenever you come to this reading, that's when you're supposed to see it. But I think that a lot of your focus this month is going to be on career, and it's affecting every aspect of your life. And you have to really figure out if the sacrifices, because the Ace of Swords is sacrifices, The devil is asking you to make a sacrifice, or to sacrifice a part of you or a part of yourself or someone else. You have to ask yourself this month if the sacrifices you have to make to get to this 10 of Pentacles is worth it. What's the advice? Queen of Cups. Okay, so this could be a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces with the Queen of Cups, but it's also talking about self-worth, self-value, having ethics. Like the Queen of Cups is holding this cup as if it's a trophy. Her love, her emotions, her compassion. She sees those things as very valuable assets. Okay? The Three of Cups and the Six of Cups. Yeah. Your advice is to tap into your emotions, because this is all water. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cups. You have the 10 of Cups here, technically, 10 of Swords, and the 10 of Pentacles. So, the 10 of Wands. So, Spirit is asking you not to force things. Spirit is asking you to see it through, put in the work, to bring in the harvest that you have planted. Like, the seeds that you've planted deserve to be harvested, right? You may have put a lot of hard work into something in the past, and now you're getting your wish, or you're getting some type of wish fulfillment, or the harvest of your planted seeds is coming in, and you have to see the value of that, right? And I don't know if you didn't believe that you were going to get what you deserve, or you didn't believe that the work that you put in was going to pay off, but I feel like it is. It just has been maybe a slog. It's been a grind. It could have been very difficult. But I feel like your spirit team doesn't want you to give up at the end. They want you to see it through. But I also feel like they want you to understand that you can't force things. And the more you force things, the more you're going to create imbalanced, uncomfortable, confusing situations in your life. You can't allow other people to force you either. It's like this energy of like, you may need people later on in life. You may need these friends. If you betray these people now, or you stab people in the back now, or you step on people to get ahead, what's going to happen if you end up needing these people, right? But on the same side, it's like you shouldn't feel obligated to do things for people or to keep people around just because you might need them. So I really feel like Spirit is trying to get you to protect your relationships in a healthy way, and to keep things balanced, right? They want you to see the polarity of every situation. They want you to understand the saying that people say about being careful, about what stones you throw. He who cast the first stone, what do they say? Let he who cast the first stone be without sin. I'm not religious, but there are certain things that I feel like Spirit is trying to get you to see. It's like, I've been telling people lately, as soon as you feel like you're untouchable, that's when you get touched. As soon as you think that you're not going to need someone, that's when you need them. As soon as you think that you'll never be in a situation, that's when God may put you in that situation to learn a lesson about how you treat people. And I'm not saying you're treating anyone badly. Someone could very well be treating you badly. Okay. Someone could very well be in a position where they're stepping on you, or they're taking advantage of you, or they're using you, or they're abusing you. But it's all like, whether it's you doing it or it's happening to you, it's all about observation. Spirit wants you to observe these situations so that you understand and protect your humanity. That's what I feel with this 10 of Cups. Okay, well, Queen of Cups, 3 of Cups, 6 of Cups. Okay, you could have some memories of the past that are very positive with someone. There could be someone with the 6 of Cups and the 3 of Cups who wants to reconcile with you, and they may be fighting really hard to have a victory with you, or to get what they want from you. Some of you may be questioning whether it was the right thing to do to end a relationship with a person, to divorce a person, to break up with them. And you're not sure if that's the right thing. And especially if they're coming around wanting to agree to disagree, reconcile, and try to fight for the relationship, you could be feeling very confused. I just really think you guys need to take some time to just ground yourself and to figure out in your heart of hearts with the Queen of Cups, what do you really want? What do you really value? What's really important to you? What decision would leave you feeling restless in the future, and what decision would give you peace? And I feel like Spirit is telling you to choose whatever brings you the most peace. What else does Aries need to know? Ooh, smell the roses. Slow down. Take some you time. Get into nature. See, that's what I was saying. Didn't I say get grounded? I believe I did. But I'll be channeling y'all, so I might have forgotten. Nightlife, striptease, gamble, Vegas. Yeah, if your life is moving really fast, they want you to slow down. Okay, tension, stressed out, migraines, worry. Yeah, so that could be the Nine of Swords as well. You could be very stressed out about things that aren't yet upon you. And, I think Spirit is trying to tell you, like, tranquilo, relax. If things are moving really fast, or somebody's rushing you, forcing you to do something, or you feel forced to do something a certain way at a certain time, that's not ever really good, right? Like, we should never force anyone to do anything that they don't want to do. We should never try to lord over people and control people, but also on the same token, they should not be doing that to us. I think this month is a month where Spirit really wants you to take some time for yourself, because it kind of feels like somebody is draining you, or I don't want to say they're abusing you, but it feels like you're being used. It feels like you're being used. You're being drained. It feels like someone is a leech or a succubus energy, and they're kind of like latching onto you and draining your life force energy. Okay. Anything else for Aries, Spirit? Signs and symbolism. So there are going to be synchronicities that Spirit is going to show you. Watch for the signs in the universe. They're going to show you what steps to take. And they're going to show you what you need to see in order to know, like, how to handle the situation. Okay. Manifest. Your desires are within reach. And you're going to see signs that lead you in the right direction to reach those desires, and that show you and confirm to you that they are possible to reach. And we have apology. Oop, someone wants forgiveness, child. I don't know. Be mindful of people's intentions behind their apologies. Be mindful of people's desires and what's in it for them. What are they getting out of it? That's what I've been telling everybody, to be honest with you, because it's fine to give. It's good to love. I feel like Spirit wants you to be more, it's like they kind of want you to take a load off. They kind of want you to relax. They kind of want you to bask in the ambiance of the people you love, possibly your children, your siblings, your family, different relationships. They want you to look at every day from a positive perspective and be excited to start every day. They don't want you to dread everything that you do. Whatever leads you to that place where it's like every day you feel like there's a rainbow over your head, that's what they want you to do. Interesting. But you should never feel like you hate your life every single day. Like, not sure what this is. And I'm not saying you guys feel like that, but it's like, I don't know. The signs that are out here, the World card, okay, that could be Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, Leo. We have High Priestess, Pisces. The Devil is Capricorn. And possibly Cancer energy with this Queen of Cups, along with the Scorpio and Pisces. And then also, I feel like there's a lot of Virgo with the Capricorn energy. Then we have the King of Swords, which could be Aquarius or Gemini, and possibly Libra. Okay. Oh, someone's, okay, we're just going to use these. Someone's apology could be a sign that you're about to manifest something that you've been working towards or that you really desire. Okay. I feel like there's definitely someone who feels ashamed about betraying you and acting like that's not what they did. Anyway, creativity popped out and says creativity is your inner expression. Unleash it. Queen of Cups. You also have hope. which is a beam of light in the darkness. So if you've been feeling blocked creatively, or, you know, you've been feeling possibly cut off from your intuition, that's why they're telling you with this Queen of Cups energy, 3 of Cups, 6 of Cups, they want you to remember a time where you were happy. Remember a time where things were good. Remember times that you enjoyed yourself and you were having a good time. Go do things and go to places and hang out with people who bring those feelings up, because that will release the block of your creativity. That will kind of clear the clouds in your mind so that you can see the path more clearly. At the bottom, we have love, and it says love is everywhere. Open your heart to feel it. And trust your intuition. The universe guides you. Yeah, because right now you don't trust your intuition. Because the thing I feel about you trusting your intuition and having an issue with that right now, Aries, is that there have been a lot of times before where you feel like your intuition was telling you something and you followed it, and then it didn't turn out the way you wanted it to, or it didn't turn out the way you expected. But I feel like what Spirit is trying to get you to do, you know, because those types of things sometimes make us cautious or leery of trusting our intuition, because we feel like our intuition led us astray. But in reality, with this 6 of Cups, 3 of Cups, Queen of Cups, it's like Spirit is telling you, like, no, you may see the situation as being the 5 of Cups with these 3 cups reversed in the past when you followed your intuition. But in reality, it's the way you're remembering it, because it's the way you have to look at the lesson. You're remembering it as if something is bad. But if you change your vantage point, or you change your perspective to be more hopeful and optimistic, and to have more love and positivity towards yourself first, and then outwardly to others, then you will see how that flips. And you'll understand that those things in the past that you followed your intuition on, that you felt like were failures, were actually a success. You just had to change the way you looked at it. So I hope that helped you guys. Be sure to like, subscribe to continue to catch that vibe. Hype up the video. Leave me a comment. Let me know if it resonated. Book your reading if you like. And if you felt moved by this reading, or it helped you, please consider donating through PayPal, Venmo, or Zelle. It is very helpful, you guys. And I greatly appreciate everyone who supports the channel. And that's it, Aries. I will see you guys next time. Bye.